Please start.
Good evening, sir. So this is the day 6 of special lecture program organized by Kolkata Bidhannagar Society for Academic Advancement, West Bengal, India. So I would like to introduce Debashish Batabyal, sir. Sir, today's topic of discussion is content theory of motivation. And sir is an assistant professor at Amity Institute of Travel and Tourism, Amity University, Kolkata, India. And I would request sir to please take the charge of this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you for providing me with this great opportunity. Uh, so I will start my session. So am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let me upload the PowerPoint presentation. So accordingly, I will move. So may I start my presentation with your kind
Yes, sir.
permission? Yes.
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay. So today I will discuss about content theories of motivation. As we know, motivation is the process of stimulating people to action to accomplish desired goals. Interchangeably, we use the terms motivation, inspiration, and moral, though these three terms are not the same as far as the literature is concerned. And here, uh, uh, I have mentioned as we go through this slide, focuses on the factors that drive individual behavior and performance. Moral pertains to the collective mood and satisfaction within a group. And inspiration involves the stimulations of creativity, enthusiasm, and purpose. Here in this slide, when I am defining motivation, I have used the term individual. Motivation is always at individual level, whereas moral inspiration, as the definitions imply, here we find, collective. So this is very important uh, in our motivational study or when we study motivation. Not only that, along with this, in this field of motivations, we find crucial roles of these important terms. Here I have mentioned engagement, productivity, well-being. In fact, along with these three, you can say is vocation and uh, mindfulness. So these are very important terms nowadays coming to light in this field of research. Uh, Next, if I go through, yes, the definition, if I start, motivation is usually defined by goal directed behavior and is rooted in two basic concepts: the needs that operate in the individual and the goals in the environment towards or away from which the individual moves. Motivation is a continuous of stimulating people to action to accomplish desired goals introduced by Scott. Then uh, here we find, better not discuss anything about my field, uh, directly going to this content and process theories. There are two different theories. And we find that when I started my discussion, I started with a question. So it was actually a question. What motivates people? When we discuss content theory, we have to keep in mind this important research question. What motivates? On the other hand, how a behavior is produced. Based on this research question, we get process theory. But here we will discuss about content theories today. However, coming back to this field of motivation, here we find a simple model. Here we find a simple model, the needs, actions, and goals. In many, we find this triangular diagram. Here, basically, we deal with the needs and action and these goals that the organization uses to achieve, tries to achieve. Uh, Basically, in the field of motivations, we have need also, and in the definition of need also. What the need is about? Need is the state of self-deprivation. And very often, when we discuss about motivation, at initial stage, we find motivations of the employees are of immense importance. We try to learn the term motivations with the help of the employees in work field. So it's a general tendency to understand motivation of the employees in an organization. But at the same time, have to keep in mind that motivation is always
PPT.
engaging in an activity for its own sake. That means, say, in our faculty, say, intrinsic motivation. Engaging in an activity for its own sake because it is inherently interesting or enjoyable. The motivation comes from within the individual rather than from external reward or pressure. People who people who are strictly motivated might pursue a task because they find it personally fulfilling or because they enjoy the challenge it presents. So now the essential characteristics of the intrinsic motivation. We find enjoyment, challenge, interest, and autonomy. So these are the essential characteristics of intrinsic motivation. Then extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, involves performing an activity to earn or avoid punishment. The motivation comes from outside the individual. This type of motivation can be driven by a variety of external factors such as money, grades, praise, or approval. Now the characteristics as we get these reward, avoiding punishment, approval, obligations. And at last but not least, through statements, we try to understand the difference between intrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivations and extrinsic motivations. As mentioned, during childhood, I was reluctant to study, but now I enjoy it. If someone is saying so, what does it imply? So during childhood, study was not a very comfortable, item. We are usually reluctant, small kids are usually reluctant. Whereas, uh, now, teaching is our profession. Or we find out so many, factors getting involved over the years, and that's why this term is really appropriate to understand intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Then we find again, I better not to discuss this moral inflation. Coming back to this, yes, the content theories. Now we are entering into the theories uh, that is based on a research question. As I say, one single question is of immense importance. Various researchers throughout the world they conducted studies and they introduced these theories. Even today, these theories are important. In these content theories, today we will discuss about Maslow's need hierarchy, Hasberg's two factors motivation theory, McClellan's achievement theory, Wilder's leadership theory, and along with this, SDT Hello, am I audible? 5 content theories. We are starting with this Maslow's need hierarchy in the year 1950. Thereafter, we find this Hasberg two factors motivation theory. In the year 1960, we find MacGregor's theory X and theory Y. Then McClellan's achievement theory and 1961. And at last, we find this 19, Alderfer's ERG theory in 1969. Along with this, we will discuss about a few theories also. Here, same in this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we are starting with the physiological needs, the basic needs you mean, uh, say food, clothes, shelter, etc. So it's a shape of the staircase. We are starting with the staircase and with the physiological needs as we proceed, so one after another. And it is quite hypothetical that if one need is achieved, a person. So in this way, we are going to the self-actualization need. Okay, self better to understand another this one. We are starting with physiological needs where we find food, the workplace, security of the job, safety issues of the employees, not many such things are associated. Then we find love and belonging needs, uh, say relationship, affection, social connections. So these are very important as we. Oh, acha. Okay, okay. No.
Please repair your screen.
Yes. So again, I am starting from this Maslow's hierarchy of needs. As mentioned, it's a hierarchy. The hierarchy itself is say hypothetical in nature, as Maslow introduced. According to him, one is coming after another, and we are starting from these physiological needs. Here we consider food, clothes, shelter, the basic needs of a human being for which we work, maybe at workplace. If I just consider, I mean, this theory or apply this theory at workplace, consider this theory with the employees at workplace, uh, then we find these physiological needs, maybe their need for food, clothes, and shelter for which they work. And thereafter, the safety and security. So safety, security at workplace, or maybe the safety of job itself is very important. Thereafter, third one, we say love and belongingness, because we all are, I mean, as a human being, we have these needs. The belongingness, maybe friendship, peer groups, association with peer groups, or our association with the family members for which we usually work. So, not many such things are associated. Then the self-esteem need, self-esteem. So once this belongingness, love and belonging needs are fulfilled, usually a person think of self-esteem. Okay, self-esteem. Okay, uh, prestige, status. So these are the things, power, positions we can consider. Thereafter, we find these aesthetic needs so far as the extended version of Maslow's need hierarchy is concerned. So it is an extended version, and here Maslow himself added these aesthetic needs, cognitive needs, and transcendence needs. These three needs we usually do not find in any ordinary book. But here we have added these three also. So after self-esteem, we find these aesthetic needs. So the need for good environment, beautiful environment. Rather. So this aesthetic sense, rather, it itself is very important. Then these cognitive needs, say the knowledge, quest for knowledge and all. Here we consider. Uh, at last, we consider this self-actualization needs. Here, we basically uh, we consider a person uh, to perform his duties and responsibilities in such a way that he or she achieves this self-actualization. A dancer should dance, a player should play, so that ultimately he or she reaches this self-actualization level. And even after self-actualization, we get these transcendence means. What does it mean? It implies, helping others achieve uh, this uh, self-actualization. So you yourself have achieved this self-actualization. Now you are helping others to achieve this self-actualization. That is transcendence means, as mentioned, helping others self-actualize, spiritual needs or conscious things. Once now, another important theory, content theory, is Hasberg's two factors motivation theory. And here, interestingly, Hasberg, categorized employee needs into two, uh, say, hygiene factors and motivating factors. Hygiene factors, the factors that are required, those are these factors. Actually doesn't people in the no, no, but they again get motivated with increasingly. Interestingly, with increasing workload. So that's why work itself is rich. Work with responsibility, recognition, achievement. So these are motivating, and we find here, these hygiene factors are very responsibility, workload, achievement. So these are the motivating factors. So this theory is quite interesting. Thereafter, we find MacGregor's theory X and theory Y. If X or cross to be taken as a negative vibe, then obviously the negative issues or negative factors to be taken into considerations in theory X. So this is how we can remember. So theory X, it is written in this theory X, fine, being inherent dislike of work and will avoid it if we can. That means they education, they know that there is a team and everybody is coming working. So it doesn't happen. So it next here we find, since people dislike work, they must be threatened, forced, controlled with punishment. Third point, employees will avoid responsibility and seek formal direction whenever possible. And the fourth point, most workers place security on them. With work and display little ambition. Whereas in this theory Y, we find employees can view work as being natural, as rest or play. So they are quite habituated. Then people will exercise self direction and self control in the service or objective to which they are committed. The average people can learn to accept, even seek response. So this is how, this theory, um, the last one is the ability to make innovative decisions, is widely dispersed throughout the not necessarily restricted to those in managerial position, as they have clearly mentioned that I told you that the theory 8 is most appropriate at line level, whereas theory Y is applicable when teamwork is going on. People are, I mean, employees are qualified enough, understand the importance of their job, duties, responsibilities well. And as far as the spheres are concerned, they will, in terms of attitude, in terms of direction, in terms of responsibility. So in this way, we have categorized. Next, we find McClellan's theory, McClellan's achievement theory, theory of needs. As I told you, uh, need is of immense importance in motivation. For all, we need to play with these needs of the employees. Okay, and here we find, here in this, McClellan, when he introduced, he started. I mean, he, introduced the model with three important points: need for achievement, need for affiliation, need for power. When he discusses about this need for power, we find this esteem need. Esteem needs he derived from Maslow, whereas love and belongingness needs when we discuss about this need for affiliation, it is also derived from Maslow, and the self-actualization need, it is also derived from Maslow. So we can say that McClellan's achievement theory is based on Maslow's need hierarchy with little modification. So here we say the need for achievement, and I mean the self-actualization needs he has considered, and the belongingness or this say social needs, I should say rather, he has considered need for affiliation. That means needs to be affiliated with different groups, even peer group maybe, or maybe certain professional group. So a lot of such things. These are immense importance in human life, and Max Raylands rightly considered. Thereafter, we find this Alderfer's ERG theory. Here we find this theory is also based on, I should say rather, this theory is also based on Maslow's need hierarchy. Here we also find this existence, relatedness, and growth. Existence, as the term implies, is physiological largely in nature. Relatedness or relationships, as the term implies, relatedness, the term relationship, and that's why maybe associated with the social. Okay, mostly. So here we also find, here in this existence, we get these physical and material needs. Physical and material needs. Then we get in this relatedness, we get social interactions and relationships. Social interactions and relationships. And as far as growth is concerned, here we find self-esteem and self-actualization. So again, we find I mean, with a new presentations, we find uh, this ERG theory, new presentations of this Maslow. So Maslow's uh, hierarchy of need, we need to understand in a far better way. Not only that, in fact, Maslow's need hierarchy is nowadays used in different fields, not necessarily in the field of HR or understanding employee motivation. In fact, motivations of customers or consumers. Nowadays, we are using this Maslow's need hierarchy. So applicability or applicable areas may be multiple, not necessarily only in terms of employees to be discussed. Then we find the self-determination theory, as I told you, SDT. SDT was proposed by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, focuses on intrinsic motivation and suggests that people have three basic psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and related. Fulfillment of these needs need to greater motivations and well-being. Before starting this discussion, I would like to go back. As I said that motivational, I mean theories on motivation, not confined to these 4, 5 content theories, rather nowadays new terms are coming through. So in the field of authenticity research, or maybe in the field of this well-being, authenticity, vocation, engagement. So nowadays we find these terms are gaining huge popularity. So not only with this need, nowadays, most of the experts, I mean researchers, they are much more concerned, and new theories, they are developing new models, psychological models are coming. Industry psychology has become an important subject around the world, mostly in developed nations. So this is how we need to understand this subject. This motivation, the chapter motivation is of immense importance, not only at the undergraduate level. In fact, at later stage, you will find through this chapter you have to, you can conduct researches on these. So these, as far as the self-determination theory is concerned, here again we find the importance or the presence of this well-being. Okay, so as the term implies, we are starting with the basic psychological need. Then we are uh, moving towards this relatedness, then competence and nothing. So this is how we need to understand the self-determination theory as well. In this theory, we find, this the three key terms. Autonomy represents the need to feel in control of one's actions and choices. Competence reflects the need to feel effective and capable in one's interactions with the environment. Relatedness pertains to the need to feel connected to others and to experience a sense of belongingness. These three needs are interconnected and interact with each other to influence an individual's motivation, well being, and overall function. Fulfillment of these needs is considered essential for optimal human development and psychological health according to these SDGs. Students, if we just go through previous slide, here in this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I must have to say that this hierarchy is hypothetical and it is assumed that one is coming after another. That may not be true in all walk of life. So it may be different. So it's not that we start from these, physiological needs. So there are many instances. Here in these content theories, we must have to keep in mind that most of these theories are coming from the developed nations, and we find contradiction. Maybe Americans, they don't think that uh, uh, you know uh, physiological needs are of immense importance, but in another society, maybe in a third world society, these physiological needs are of immense. So when we think of uh, motivation, we start with these very basic needs, and that's why these physiology, then safety, then social, then uh, our self-actualization, social, and this say self-actualization. So this is how we need to understand, but it's a hypotheticated model. And for better understanding, in fact, we can introduce certain needs first, or maybe may not be relevant in certain circumstances. So Maslow's need hierarchy, when you deal with this Maslow's need hierarchy, we have to keep in mind. So in any book, when students will be going through the books, they will be getting this Maslow's need hierarchy, and thereafter even limitations also, applicability and implications. These are varying from one nation to another, and this is how we need to understand. Mostly in our books, we get this physiological, safety, social, self-actualizations. In this way, we understand. But as I told you, here we have incorporated three more that we need to understand. So it can be said as extended version. nowadays in many different uh, you know streams, we are increasingly interested to use these uh, aesthetic, cognitive, and transcendence needs. These theories I have already discussed. Not, Uh, thank you very much. I will stop my session over here. If any question is there, then I'm open to all. You can ask me questions. Thank you.
I don't think there is any question. You can proceed, sir.
So far as these content theories are concerned, I have discussed about these theories only. And if there is no questions, then I have to close the session. My part is over. Anything new that you would like to add, then you can.
Thank you so much, sir.
Because motivation is nowadays gaining immense popularity, and as I told you, nowadays we usually do not get only say content theories and process theories, these stereotype models. Nowadays, new things are coming like writing, authenticity, engagement, memorable experience, satisfactions, feelings. So these are the terms. If we just go through recent, research papers, we find that in the field of motivations, they are interchangeably using these terms. And I mean, satisfaction is also extensively associated with it. And one more point that I would like to add, it's not that only uh, say in the field of HR we are using this term motivation. Nowadays, in the field of marketing and in several other fields, we are using this term motivation. So, so far as content theories are concerned, I think uh, I have been able to share my knowledge through these five theories, five or six theories. Uh, as far as behavioral theories are concerned, I mean, process theories are concerned, here we will discuss different theories based on how behavior is produced. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your lucid explanation on content theories of motivation. It was a great session. There is some technical issue, but if that is in the backside, this was really great session. Thank you so much, sir, for bearing some time with us from your busy schedule. Thank you so much. So we are ending today's session. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank